Well, hello, this is Jeannie, and I am so glad to see you again. I'm glad that you take the time to come and figure out what we're doing in the studio, and we're always up to something, right? So today, I want to talk to you a little bit about stenciling. And the reason that I'm going to use a stencil is because I'm kind of trying to spruce up the studio a little bit. And so David has lovingly painted the border to our studio this beautiful forest green. And I thought it would be fun to do a stencil all around that border with just white paint. So instead of green leaves on white, I'm going to do white leaves on green. I know, call me risky. So I'm going to first cut out the stencil. I have put the stencil on a piece of vinyl, and that's the green underneath there. I've taped both of them down to this board so that when I cut through, that it's not going to hurt my table, because I'm actually in the kitchen, so Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, first of all, I put in a brand new tin. So I have finished cutting out these, and I learned from this first one that I wanted to keep the green and the backing together. So this one I kind of messed up, but for this one and these, I left the green and the backing together. And I thought, okay, that'll be great, because then I can use those. I just pull them apart, and then I can use that sticky part for the glass that I'm going to do later. So we'll just put those away and save them for later. But in the meantime, this is all I need for the stenciling of the border. So yeah, onward and upward.
So now you don't need the paper. It's okay. All right, you.
Does it matter which way to go? Oh.
Yeah, you want the leaf back the other way. Because then you're going to flip it over.
Okay, so kind of like that.
That's what I think. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to pounce the paint on there, and then you're going to flip it over and do it the other direction. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
it's a little bit scary for the first time.
It's not that scary, Jeannie.
It's a little bit scary. Here we go. Are you scared?
My arm's starting to get tired holding this camera.
Are you saying hurry?
No. The words hurry didn't come past my lips.
Lean on my shoulder.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you can put your brush down and yank your pins. Doesn't need to be that perfect.
Okay. Ready? All right. It's a little amateurish, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay, now if you want, you can flip it over that way.
Well, don't I have to wash it off first?
You don't have to do that. Just let it dry. We'll come back later and do some more.
Okay. Okay, I was telling you about getting ready to do this stencil and we are cutting it out. So I have begun. It starts out that the paint is pretty thick and David kept telling me that it was getting too thick. So as you can see, the more it goes over to this side, I'm getting a little lighter with my touch. So this one's the best one so far. So we still have a ways to go, but it's a good start. Okay, I just wanted to tell you, I started out using this little sponge brush on my stencil, and it worked okay, but I felt like it was getting too much paint, and so I switched. And so I'm using this little tiny sponge, just doing it this way, so I'm using the smallest side and just kind of dabbing in there, and I feel like that is doing a better job. So just a little tip for you.
Okay, so now we're going to do the stencil on glass. And so here's the piece that I'm going to work on. And you see I've got the pattern piece here, so I'll just cut that out. Can you tell it's a pie? Okay, so this is the pattern piece that I need. Now I'm going to take the piece of the pie.
You have
out.
a piece of pie?
Okay, so now this is contact paper. You used to be able to find contact paper all over the place. I mean, every grocery store sold it. It's not as popular as it used to be. I mean, you know, everybody's mother used to line their cabinets with contact paper. Now, let's see if I can...
You're just straightening it out, huh?
Well, if only it would. Let's see. Okay, now, the way I like to do this is I put it with the sticky side up. Then I put it upside down, put the piece on, and just drop it. That way I don't get bubbles on the other side. And now I can just put some, fold this over a bit. Alright, so now I'm ready to put my piece of the pattern right here. So the way I do that, move my glasses out of the way so I don't get glue on them. I've got some Scotch adhesive. And I hope it's been sitting for a while, so you know, you always hope for the best that it'll still work. Okay. And I just kind of let it kind of dry a little bit, but not too worried about it. Okay, now I've got a new blade, starting out with a new blade just like Jeannie did on the last one, and we can now cut our stencil. We're going right through the paper and the contact paper.
We were using that green vinyl before. I think it's easier to use this contact paper.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just the shape. This is a...
Nah. I'm not afraid of no shapes. So these are the little parts in the pie that have been cut out so the steam can get out. And if I could just show you this, where we're getting it from. So we're using a Baroque glass, so it kind of looks steamy.
Okay, so now what I do is I take the back of my craft knife and I use it to burnish so that this will be stuck down nicely to the glass.
Can't really see in there. Oh, I see the pie.
And you can see that the sand is blasting right out of there. Well, it was. I don't like that. All right, now what I like to do is take the X-Acto knife and then just check to make sure that it's rough. And it's rough in all three of those places, so we're ready to go. Now we can Now what we're doing here is we're making the glass rough so that it'll have tooth. And the tooth then will hold the paint in place so that it won't ever wear off.
I usually do that blasting before I foil, but I was premature foiling. In case you were wondering.
See, you've got your little...
Oh, look at this. So if you wanted to, you could just leave them frosty clear like that. And not even paint them. What do you think?
Well, let's see.
Well, viewers, if you were here, you could help with this decision. So it's subtle, but you can see the little parts. If we painted them black, you could see them better, but would it be black in a pie? I don't know. If the berries were oozing out.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think we'll leave it like that.
Okay. All right, so there it is. We've blasted. Trying to get this right. Oh, there we go. And you can see the little holes in the pie. So cute.
And the steam's rising up.
So you've seen a little bit of stenciling, part of stenciling on our wall, and part of stenciling on glass. So And there it is. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. And as soon as we try other things, we'll share it with you. So thanks for being with us today.